Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my 3 talking points. Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 2 at Goodison Park today. Forest coming to Goodison and getting the 3 points took them. It takes them second, doesn't it, until Chelsea and Arsenal play. So they're having an absolutely brilliant season after finishing 17th last season and, finishing on points one. He was sort of, I think, 12 points behind Everton overall, weren't they? With the points deductions ended up, I think, 8 behind Everton, something like that. And they've, no one at their club talked about relegation this summer. They wanted to change what they were doing. Espirito Santo's come in. He come in, obviously, the second half of last season and kept them up. And he's really built on it, really well coached, know what they're doing, clear identity, know how to use the players correctly, play a brand of football that really suits them, and continue to win. They've won at Anfield, they've won at Old Trafford, won at Goodison, they've won at the G-Tech the other day when nobody else has. Real strong away performances that have got them results. And they're in second place, so well done to them. And they've come to Goodison today and they haven't really been troubled. I think Everton have ended up with 2 shots on target. They've ended up with 7. And it's been a comfortable afternoon for them, really. Let Everton have the ball, which is what they like to do. And then just picked us off. And Jordan Pickford had to make some big saves to stop it being maybe 3 or 4-0 in the end. And Everton, it's a case of scratch your head. And, the first thing I want to talk about is where do we go from here? 3 wins in 18 games. When you let that compute, it's just absolutely diabolical. It really is. It's a terrible, terrible record. We're almost at the halfway point. And I honestly can't believe if someone would have said to me, Everton will play 3 games, Everton will play 18 matches and only win 3 of them, my head would have fell off, I won't lie. I just can't believe it. I can't believe the standards that have dropped massively at our club where we think this is acceptable. And we need everybody, the Freaking group are in now, everybody has to have a look at this, everybody, and get players in who can change games. They've got to go in to the market this month. They absolutely have. Well, we'll come on to that in a minute, but that's the thing. Everyone's got to start demanding more of each other, getting the standards up. The manager's got to demand more of them players. Them players have got to demand more of the manager. Absolutely, they have. They should be questioning what he's doing. Isn't working. Doesn't work. 0-0s don't keep you in this league. Trying to grind out 0-0s every game, it's depressing. The players don't enjoy it. They need to challenge him. He needs to challenge them a bit more about taking opportunities. And everybody, the whole club needs a culture change. And I'm hoping that without any real sort of, I'm not expecting it. That's probably the best way to say it. No expectations, because I did have them stupidly with Farhad Moshiri. I'm hoping the Freaking group really do start driving up standards, driving up expectations from them as well. They have to do their bit as well, and everybody in the club, because something needs to change really at Everton. It's just it just feels like it's been in a state of flux since David Moyes left, really. And even he was we helped Bill Kenwright out massively in that Everton board then, Moyes, because he got us stability on the pitch and we performed really well under him. Since Moshiri come in, it's been quite it's been a rock and roller coaster. Rock and roller coaster of a journey is probably like not a great description. I don't know, because it's been everywhere under Moshiri. The highs, we've had way more lows than any kind of highs, but we had belief, we had hopes when he first came in and didn't live up to them. And it's just got worse and worse and worse now, to the point where, he was putting managers under pressure after 3 games without a win. Now, there's no pressure from anybody anywhere. So I'm hoping these get everything right, as much right as they can, get the club performing off the pitch, drive all of those, revenues up and things like that, better sponsorship deals and all of that. And hopefully that'll, the recruitment team can start buying proper footballers, players who are quick, players who fit the bill of what Everton need, and we can start getting better results on the pitch, because we need it. Because otherwise it just is like a circle of shite, really. It just is. No matter what happens, we should have ended up back doing what we're doing with the same thing. Secondly, that leads me on to the transfer window. The transfer window opens next week, and Everton won't have huge amounts of money to spend, of course. They won't, but clever recruitment doesn't require tons and tons of money. Everton should have now 2, 3, 4, 5 players identified who are quick, who can get in this side. It's got to be a right winger. It's got to be a forward who can play on the right-hand side, who is quick and direct, and who can get in behind. We don't have anybody. Jack Harrison works his socks off. I'd never ever question him for work rate, but he's not a right winger. Lindstrom is Lindstrom is an attacking midfield player, sent from central positions. He's going out and trying to do a job out there. It's not his position. There's no one. We don't have anybody where you can play a ball inside the fullback and they're in behind. There's none of that. And the recruitment team have had months and months and years to identify this and haven't been able to do it. Let's hope they've got some up the sleeve now, because we need it. We need something different in that forward line. The manager needs to look at what he's got available as well, and maybe think about Broja, Dom or Schmidt through the middle, and Broja one side and Njai the other, and make them switch. Things like that. They're going to have to look for different ways, because we have got to create more opportunities and score more goals. We don't score goals. I think we've got 15 goals in 18 games. I think it is, which is absolutely diabolical to go with the 3 wins in 18 games. And that's, again, coaching, getting bodies into the penalty area, getting the right delivery into the penalty area, and that kind of movement. Then when it's in those areas, get the movement right. But you can go and get someone who gives you that outlet, that outball with a bit of pace. You have to do it. The squad needs freshening up as well. I think a new face always comes in and changes that. There's rumours of certain transfers that might be available this window. We don't know what's happening with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Newcastle really strongly linked with him again the last 24 hours, as well as the Milan clubs. Don't know whether Everton will sell him, whether he wants to, he'll want to move. I'm sure he probably does. He's not staying here. So I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Beto is linked with a move back to Italy every day. He came on for 14 minutes today, so Everton would need a forward. But we definitely need someone who's got pace in wide areas. Absolutely, we do. To mix this up and to give us an outball, and the January transfer window is the opportunity to do that, because right now, like I say, if we keep doing what we're doing and playing the way we're playing, we're going to be in for a long season, and we're going to be still fighting for our survival come May. Whereas me personally, this squad doesn't need to be in that position. The manager has to use the personnel and he has to find different ways. Just doing the same thing every game virtually doesn't help. It's fine if you're winning games and you're scoring goals, then why would you change it? But it's not working. It ain't working. It hasn't been working for a long time. So we need to look at it, and I think the market and the window is the only way really to give this a little bit of a kickstart. But it has to be someone who fits the attributes of what we need. Over to you, Kevin Thelwell, and the recruitment team. And finally, let's finish on a positive note. And that positive note is Armando Broja, who made his first start for Everton today. I thought he did well. He lasted kind of 72 minutes. I thought willing runner, ran into channels, really good first touch, positive, drives at people with the ball, flashed the header over the bar. Still, doing work outside the box when Calvert-Lewin came on, and he was on with him briefly. He was dropping into wide pockets and trying to link the play. But I think we saw today real signs that he can be a handful. Can we get him? He made a couple of brilliant runs, first half diagonals, and we held on to it, particularly in Njai should have slid them in. He went on himself and didn't get a shot away. Oh, sorry, he blazed that over. Decore had one where he was running across on an angle and Broja goes on the outside of him. Just played the ball back to him and he's in on goal. We've got to try and create those opportunities that we don't do really well. But I think he showed enough today to show that he could be an asset for us. He could change potentially the way we play. It's good to see him get that 70-odd minutes under his belt. Big, strong lad. Good first touch. Can we get chances for him in and around the penalty area? Because that's where we want him. We need someone who's going to, burden taking the goals, get his good, his fair share of goals. He gives us a different way of playing than what we've been used to for years with Calvert-Lewin. Players will have to get used to that little bit of a different way of playing. And if we do that, maybe we can have a better second half of the season. He is the big plus for me. Out of today, there's nothing really else. I think, like I say, there's an opportunity if you want to play a real front three and play a flat three in midfield. You could have Njai one side, Broja the other, and a Chimiti through the middle, a Calvert-Lewin if he's still here through the middle, something like that. If Everton were to get the right winger I've just spoke about in point 2, you could have Broja through the middle and Njai and this winger on the other side as well, which would give us a different way of playing, because, like I say, what we're doing is not working. We have to look for different ways to mix it up, different ways to play, different ways to get results. And at the moment, everything's just the same, and it's easy to plan, it's easy to play against. Ultimately, it's easy to beat as well, or certainly it's easy to not lose to, as you know, on 15 occasions the opposition hasn't been beaten by Everton this season, and that's far too many. So, but Broja, for me, a real positive from today. That's it for my 3 talking points. Make sure you like, subscribe. Have a fantastic new year, whatever you're doing. And I just want to wish you all the best for 2025. Thanks for support and thanks for watching the channel. Me and Ped will have the final word tomorrow. Check out Ped's match reactions as well. And yeah, thank you very much for all your support. Have a great 2025. See you later.